The reason why we had such a quick turnaround is because the last episode, one of the main reasons why you wanted to come on in the first place is you wanted to further discuss some discoveries about evolution.
Specifically, I have alluded in a number of different places, including here, to there being another level to Darwinian evolution that does a lot of the heavy lifting that we require in order to explain the diversity of forms that we see in biology. But I haven't been specific on what I believe that layer is. And let me just say, I know it's not everybody's bag, but I do think just about everybody has at some point listened to the story that we tell about adaptive evolution and wondered if it's really powerful enough to explain all of the creatures that we all know and love. Now, the problem, most people will have thought about that, and they will have heard, okay, random mutations that change this code in ways that alter proteins. That sounds like a very haphazard process and a very difficult way to get from one form of animal or plant or fungus to another. So if you've had that thought, that just doesn't seem powerful enough. If that's a thought you've had, this process isn't powerful enough to explain the creatures I'm aware of, then what I'm going to tell you is a way in which that process is not the only process, and by adding a different process, very much a Darwinian one, we can see that the power to create all of the creatures that we see is much greater than the story that we've been told. So I'm going to put a hypothesis on the table about what enhances this. And essentially what I'm arguing is, if you sat down to a computer game, right, something very realistic, and somebody says, well, that's all binary. That's true. It's all binary. But what they're not telling you is that there's an intervening layer that greatly increases the power to use binary to make something like a computer game. One of them is that your computer can be programmed in a language that is much closer to English, and then a compiler can take what you've written that a computer can't understand and turn it into a computer understandable code. That's the kind of thing I'm pointing to, is a mechanism that enhances the power of evolution to do the stuff that we know evolution accomplishes. But what it said to me when I was doing that work was that there is a kind of information that can be stored in genomes, in DNA, that is not protein oriented.